Let's talk about money. For so many of us, it's this huge source of stress. But what if I told you there's a super simple three-number rule that could put you back in the driver's seat for good? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on your finances and give you a tool that will totally change how you see your money. Do you ever have that feeling that your paycheck just performs a vanishing act? One minute, it's in your account, and the next, poof, it's gone. You are so not alone. But here's the big secret. The problem for most people isn't really the number on their paycheck, it's that we have no clue where it's all disappearing to. It's time to turn on the lights.
Payday feels amazing, right? But then, life happens. A bill over here, a few coffees there, that thing you just had to buy online, and before you know it, you're at the end of the month looking at your account thinking, seriously, where did it all go? Today, we are breaking that cycle. For good.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to kick things off by tackling that money mystery and why budgeting can feel like such a drag. Then, I'll introduce you to the brilliantly simple 50-30-20 rule. We'll break down exactly what goes where, and I'll show you how to actually make it work in your life. We'll even cover a few common mistakes to sidestep and tie it all back to the big goal, your financial freedom.
Okay, let's just be honest for a second. The word budget, it kind of sounds like a punishment, doesn't it? It just brings up these feelings of restriction, of being told no, of having to give up all the fun stuff. But what if we've been looking at it completely wrong?
This right here, this is about a huge mental flip. Instead of seeing a budget as a cage, think of it as a GPS. You're not being restricted. You are actively telling your money where to go instead of just wondering where it went. It's not about getting rid of fun, it's about putting a fence around your happiness to protect it. It's you taking control.
Because without a plan, it's just way too easy to let money slip through your fingers. Saving becomes this thing you'll do with whatever's left over, which, let's be real, is usually zero. And that leads to this constant nagging feeling of guilt every time you spend money. And that's the exact feeling we're here to get rid of.
All right, are you ready for the solution? I promise it's simple, it's powerful, and you absolutely do not need to be a math genius to master it. All you have to remember are three little numbers that are going to change everything.
And here it is, the 50-30-20 rule. It is such a straightforward way to split up your after-tax income. 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and a non-negotiable 20% for savings and investments. That's it. That's the whole framework. So simple, so clear, and totally doable.
So, we have our three buckets, but what really goes inside each one? Let's dive in and break it down so you can start picturing exactly how your own spending fits into this puzzle.
All right, let's start with the biggest piece of the pie, that 50%. Think of this as the foundation of your entire financial house.
This 50% is for your needs. So what counts as a need? It's simple. These are the absolute must-haves, the non-negotiable bills you have to pay to keep the lights on, a roof over your head, and to get your job done. This is all about survival and stability.
We're talking about the core stuff here, your rent or mortgage payment, the groceries you need to make your meals, your utility bills, and the cost of getting to work, whether that's gas for your car or a bus pass. These are the bedrock expenses of your monthly budget. Now, what happens if you add all that up and, whoops, it's way more than 50%? First off, do not panic. This is not a test you failed. It's just a signal. It's powerful information. It tells you exactly where you stand so you can start making smart choices. Seeing the reality is the very first step to taking back control.
Okay, let's move on to the next slice of our budget, the 30%. And honestly, this is where your budget starts to get a lot more fun.
This part is for your wants. These are all the things that aren't strictly necessary for survival, but they make life enjoyable. And let me be really clear. This rule is not about depriving yourself. It intentionally carves out a big chunk of your money for you to spend on things that bring you joy.
This is your official permission slip to grab dinner with friends, to buy that cool jacket you've been eyeing, to keep all your streaming subscriptions, and to save up for that vacation. This money is here specifically for you to enjoy totally and completely guilt-free.
And this right here is such a key idea. A budget doesn't kill your happiness, it protects it. When you plan for your wants, you can enjoy them 1,000 times more, because you know for a fact this spending is part of your plan, not something that's wrecking your future.
And that brings us to our final, and honestly, the most powerful category in this entire framework, the last 20%.
This is for your savings and investments. I really want you to think of this as paying your future self first. This is the money that builds real, long-term security. This is your ticket out of that stressful paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. for good. So what does this 20% do for you? Well, it's a powerhouse. First, it builds your emergency fund, that safety net for when life gets weird. Then it goes toward investments that actually grow your money over time. And of course, it paves the way for a secure retirement. This consistent habit, this is your direct path to financial independence.
Okay, so that's the theory. 50 for needs, 30 for wants, 20 for savings. It sounds simple enough, right? But how do you actually make this happen in your real, messy, complicated life? Let's get practical.
Just look at the night and day difference a simple plan can make. Person A, with no plan, is just winging it, spending randomly, and always feels stressed about money. Person B, using our rule, knows their limits, saves automatically, and feels totally in control. And here's the kicker. They can have the exact same income. The only difference is the plan.
So what's your very first step? It is so simple. Just track everything for 30 days. And the key here is zero judgment. You're just gathering data. Use a notes app, a spreadsheet, a plain old notebook, whatever works. At the end of the month, sort everything into those 3 buckets: needs, wants, and savings. I'm telling you, this one step is a complete game changer. Now, as you get started, it's really important to know that you are probably going to make mistakes, and that is completely 100% okay. The goal here is progress, not perfection. So let's look at a few common traps so you can hopefully sidestep them from the get-go. First, don't go too hard too fast. If you make your budget super strict right away, you'll burn out. It has to be realistic. Second, remember to track the little things. That daily coffee or lunch out really does add up. And most importantly, if you have a bad month and overspend, don't give up. Just reset and get back on track the next month. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
All right, let's zoom out and look at the big picture here. Because mastering a simple budget like this, it isn't just about organizing your bills. It's the first, most essential step on a much bigger, more exciting journey.
The most crucial thing to understand is that this rule isn't the final destination. It's the launch pad. Once you get this down, you gain the clarity and the confidence to start saving more, investing smarter, and truly growing your wealth. You'll be in control of your money, not the other way around.
If you remember just one thing from our time together today, let it be this. Budgeting is not about limits. It is about freedom. The freedom from stress, the freedom from confusion, and the freedom to start building the life that you actually want.
Just by being here and learning this, you've already taken the most important step. Now it's just about putting it into action. Keep learning, stay consistent, and go take control of your financial future. You've totally got this.